Booktube. My name is Matt, and in this video I'll be talking a little bit about how I want to change my reading habits this year and 10 books that I want to read first this year, and that kind of feeds into the change of my reading habits. So this year I kind of want to limit how many books I read at a time. Lately, at the most last year, the most I read in one time was like 5 books at the same time, and that was a little much. So what I've been doing since like December of last year, I've been, every time I finish a book, I'll be like, okay, that's it. I'm not gonna pick up another book. I'll just let my books just finish them in a natural order without picking up another book. So I think I'm down to 2 books now. I don't have it. It's actually, the camera is on top of it. The Age of Faith by Will Durant. It's a big, chunky history book, which I'm enjoying. And the second Brandon Sanderson book, what is it? Just a minute here. Currently reading Words of Radiance. I have old man brain, so that's why I can't remember anything. So yeah, I'm reading Words of Radiance and Age of Faith, which are both humongo books. The Brandon Sanderson book, you know, I'm enjoying it. It's not it's not life-changing or anything. I like fantasy, and I believe it's a good fantasy book, but I don't know. I'll be glad when I can move on to something else. So yeah, I basically, in 2026, I basically want to read one book at a time, and I think I'm hoping that will let me get through books faster instead of like spreading my time over several books. I'll just concentrate on one and power through it. So and I really want to concentrate more on the singular book. I tend to kind of space out if I'm reading too many books. My brain kind of wanders as I'm like listening to a book or reading. What I'm gonna try to do this year is read and listen at the same time, get the physical book and listen to it. I know a lot of times I'm a big audiobook reader, and a lot of you, well, some of you may think that listening is not really reading, but I disagree with that. I do believe that you need to concentrate a little bit more when listening. You gotta kind of catch yourself when you're not focused on what you're listening to. With reading, you're forced to kind of look at the page and actually read. But yeah, this year I want to try to both read the physical page and listen. And I've heard, I don't know how true it is, I don't know if there's any science behind it, but I've heard that when you listen and read, you comprehend more, you soak in more, I guess. So, well, yeah, I believe that's all my reading habits that I want to talk about. It's pretty much just one, I guess, just one reading habit change. I also, for a future video, I am going to do 50 before 50. I'm in my 40s now, and I got a few more years before I hit 50. So there's 50 books that I would like to read before hitting 50. And these first 10, I think a lot of them are on that 50 before 50. But yeah, I guess we'll get it started. Now, these aren't going to be in order, although this one is from the library, and I probably should read this one first. It's called The Double by Jose Saramago. I believe that's how you pronounce it. And this is on, I have a book called 1001 Books You Need to Read Before You Die. A lot of you might have heard of that book, and this is on the list. It's from the, I think it's from the 90s. I guess I should have researched it more before going on camera, but I believe this takes place, maybe it takes place in the 80s. So it's about this college professor that rents a VHS, and he finds that there's an actor that looks incredibly like him, like from 5 years ago. Like, he has a mustache that he had from like 5 years ago, and I guess he searches him out. I don't know much more about this, but there was a movie, I think in 2013 or 14, called The Enemy, with the guy that played Donnie Darko. I can't think of his name right now, but old man brain strikes again. So yeah, this is one that I have on my list that I will be reading, whatever. And the next book that I want to read is The Stories of John Cheever. It's a collection of short stories by John Cheever, and the American author. I believe he won he won the Pulitzer Prize in 1979 for this year that I was born. And I started this a long time ago, earlier last year, like way earlier, and I got through a few of the stories, but I think I want to just read the whole thing over again. I got the ebook, and I just never finished it. So yeah, I want to finish this book, and I liked what I read when I first read it, and I didn't really know much about the book, so all the stories seem like they took place in like the 50s. I guess my mind just automatically goes to like the 40s and 50s when John Cheever sounds like, I really had no idea what time period John Cheever wrote. So yeah, I definitely want to reread this and visualize it more in its appropriate time period, I guess. So yeah, John Cheever, I think he also wrote the Wapshot Chronicles, which I don't know if it's on the 50 before 50 or not. It might be. I don't think so, though. That's another popular book that he wrote. So yeah, The Stories of John Cheever from 1979. All right, the next book that I would like to read is The Golden Bowl by Henry James, and this is from 1904. I haven't read too much by Henry James. I actually kind of checked out what he wrote, and I guess I did read two of his. I think I read The American and I'm just looking at his Wikipedia here. The American and The Turn of the Screw, I believe I read. So yeah, this is from 1902 or 1904. It's about a complex, intense study of marriage and adultery, completes what some critics have called the major phase of James' career. The Golden Bowl explores the intricately woven and intertwined web of interrelationships between Father Adam Verver, his daughter Maggie Verver, and their respective spouses, Adam's wife Charlotte Stant and Maggie's husband Prince Amerigo. The novel focuses deeply and almost exclusively on the consciousness of the central characters, with sometimes obsessive detail, but also with powerful insight. So, yeah, I don't know how complicated this book is going to be, but yeah, I believe this was on my 50 before 50, and yeah, I wanted to read more Henry James, so I decided the Golden Bowl would be a good choice. I believe it's free on Audible for those that have a subscription, any kind of subscription, so I'll definitely be using that. So I don't take my word on it with the freeness of it on Audible, but yeah, The Golden Bowl by Henry James. It will be one that I read this year. All right, the next book I want to read is Aristotle for Everybody by Mortimer J. Adler. Adler also wrote a book called How to Read a Book, I believe. I actually read that quite a long time ago, and Adler also did a list of books, like classic books that you should read before you die. I don't know how many books are on the list, but most of them are from Western civilization. If you Google it, I'm sure you'll, if you have Mortimer Adler great books or whatever, it will probably pop up. So, yeah, the last philosophy book that I read, After Virtue, was not an easy read, and I'm hoping that this book is going to be a little easier to understand. It does say Aristotle for everybody, difficult thought made easy, so let's hope so. I really want to understand like Greek philosophy more, and I thought before diving into Aristotle himself, I thought I'd kind of preface any of his readings with kind of like a summary of Aristotle and what he's all about. So yeah, Aristotle for Everybody by Mortimer J. Adler. Next two books, this is kind of a gruesome twosome. The Iliad and the Odyssey by Homer. The two Greek classics that everyone should read. I have not read them yet. I've read the Odyssey in bits and pieces, in middle school, or, well, for me, junior high and high school, but never just like read the whole thing. So yeah, I'm gonna try doing the Iliad and the Odyssey. Definitely will be reading and listening at the same time for this. I want to get as much out of it as possible. So yeah, these two books are definitely on the 50 before 50 list. So yeah, the two books that I've always wanted to complete, always wanted to read. So I'm gonna do it this year and read the Iliad and the Odyssey by Homer. The next book I want to read in 2026 is Norwegian Wood by Haruki Murakami. I've read quite a few of his books. Well, I wouldn't say like I'm an avid reader, but I've read a few of his books, 1980, or not 1984, IQ 84, I believe. And last year I read the Wind Up Bird Chronicles, or Wind Up Bird Chronicle. I'm not too sure which one it is, but yeah, his books are pretty trippy. I've heard that this is kind of like a coming of age story, and I'm really into those, so I thought I'd give this one a shot. And yeah, I've been liking Haruki Murakami's books, so thought I'd give it a shot. And yeah, be reading this one this year as well. All right, I don't know how well I'm gonna understand this book, but I do want to dip my toe into Albert Einstein's The Meaning of Relativity, which I believe was I think it was published in 1921. It's a collection of his lectures at colleges, I believe. And yeah, I hope I can get as much out of it as possible. I just want to like dabble. I want to know a little bit of everything, you know. The polymath in me wants to know a little bit of everything. So yeah, I probably won't understand everything, but at least I want to get like a broad swath of knowledge. And yeah, I thought I'd challenge myself and kind of read something difficult. Another book that I want to read is The Divine Comedy by Dante Alighieri. I believe that's how you pronounce his name. I actually got this from the library. I don't know if your libraries have these or not. They're called playaways. They're like they're like little ebooks or audiobooks. It's so little. And yeah, here's the buttons. And I've gotten a few of these through the library. They're just like, you just plug in some earbuds in there. That's the only problem, is you need wired earbuds for these, but it's powered by like a AAA battery. And yeah, you just listen to the audiobook through this little thing. I don't know how the translation is on this one, but I'll be trying to get through the Divine Comedy by listening to this. And it's one book that I've always been curious about. And I think listening to older, like classic stuff like this, gives you a better appreciation for things that came after it. You'll see references from other books, and that's kind of why I want to read it, is to understand, like, if I read something, I'll catch the reference. So, and I think this references the Bible actually quite a bit. I'm not sure about that, but yeah, this is a book that I think I need to get under my belt, so I'm gonna tackle it this year. And last but not least, I want to read The Magic Mountain by Thomas Mann. This is also on Audible, and yeah, I think it's chunky. I think it's a pretty long book, but I don't know, I was kind of interested in it, and yeah, I hope that it's as interesting as I think it is. It was published in 1924 and won the Pulitzer Prize, so I'm all about reading all the Pulitzers, so this is definitely one that I want to finish this year. All right, that's all 10 books that I want to read this year. The first 10, I'm not going to read anymore until I won't read another set of 10 until I'm done with this 10. So I don't know if I covered that earlier, but yeah, not going to move on to the next 10 until I finish these 10. So I'm kind of setting up rules here for myself, which I don't do very often when I read. I'm normally a mood reader, but I think there is something to be said about sticking to like kind of a strict, not schedule, but sticking to like one book at a time and putting all your concentration into that book while you're with it. So, and I don't know, it's kind of an experiment too. I may after this be like, ugh, I don't want to do this anymore, or I may be like, hey, this is working for me, and I'm gonna just keep reading like this. So yeah, those are the 10, and I hope you enjoyed watching this, and I'm gonna go get some lunch now. Peace.